What's up, everybody? So it's the end of the night, man. It's been a great day of fights. You know, the boxing early, the UFC late. They were in New York City, so it ended late. But I already did the UFC recap, but I'm gonna go over the Connor Benn, Eubank Jr. two. They ran it back for the second time. It was a rematch. This was the fourth fight in the family's history. And if you guys didn't watch the prelude that I did, Connor Benn's dad, Nigel Benn, who was known as the Dark Destroyer, and Eubank Jr., Chris Eubank Jr.'s father, Christopher Livingston Jr., or Christopher Livingston Eubank Sr., they had fought two times in the 90s. Once in 1990, once in 1993. And they were absolute bangers, like great fights growing up in the 90s. But their sons, who are now fighting now, they're grown men, and they have taken that legacy to the next level because they had a fight earlier this year, April 26th, I believe, and it's still in contention for Fight of the Year. Like, there was no love lost there. Connor Benn fought emotional. I believe he really was trying to kill Eubank Jr. in that fight because he was not fighting smart at all. But this fight was an amazing fight, a masterclass performance by Connor Benn. But I want to get to the walkouts, which is something that I have to tip my hat to. The English promoters, whether it's Eddie Hearn in Matchroom, Ben Shalom with Fight Ready or whatever the fuck he calls it, Frank Warren with Queensberry. All the English promoters, they do it the best. They do the stadium shows the best. The walkouts are the best. The atmosphere in the arena is the best. They're used to doing that. I don't know why they don't do it more here in the United States, but the English promoters have it down, and they do it better than anyone. And the first fight, the walkouts were fucking legendary, Connor Benn came out to the Fugees with his pops. Eubank Jr. walks out with his dad's song "Simply the Best" by Tina Turner, and then flows into fucking Dr. Dre Day from 2001, the album 2001. I mean, absolutely amazing walkouts, and this one did not fall short as well. Connor Benn walks out with the blue and white like his father fought in the second fight against Eubank Sr. But he comes out to Phil Collins. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh, Lord. And then he had a whole full marching band waiting for him. So once he got up there, they played the Phil Collins out. He has a full marching band going to the fucking ring. Eubank Jr., of course, is never going to let anybody else, have one up on him. He walks out in a full white mink robe to 50 Cent. And not just to 50 Cent, but 50 Cent is walking him out. Starts out with Many Men, then to Wanksta, then to the song that he sang in the movie Get Rich or Die Trying. It was absolutely brilliant. Like, amazing. Like, when Eubank Jr. came out, I already picked Connor Benn to win. But when Eubank Jr. came out with 50, I remember texting my boys. I'm like, man, I think this is over. I think Eubank's got it. Like, I mean, he's coming out with that walkout. Like, that's legendary shit right there. And I will say this. All the English folks, all the English fans, they can say whatever they want about the American fans. They can call us Yanks and talk shit about us, that we're not uncultured and all that shit. Okay. But when fucking 50 Cent came out, all those white pasty motherfuckers over there in London at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium knew every fucking word to every fucking song, every fucking lyric that was coming off 50 Cent's lip. They might hate on us, but they fucking love our shit. They bite on our shit. They are down for our American hip-hop shit. They can't say anything about that. That's just 100% facts. Facts, fool. So that was an amazing walkout. And then the fight. It wasn't the banger of a fight as it was in the first one. You know, the first one, Connor Benn was emotional. He was trying to take Eubank Jr.'s head off from the get-go. And I'm rewatching it right now, the first fight. Eubank Jr. was coming back at him. He looked thicker. He looked fuller. This fight, he looked super lean, super skinny. Connor Benn looked more filled out in the weight division because you have to remember, Connor Benn came up from 147 to 160. He went 2 weight classes to fight Eubank Jr. That's the same thing that Terrence Bud Crawford did to fight Canelo. He went up 2 weight classes from 54 to 68. Connor Benn went from 47 to 60. It's the same jump. And he fell short in the first fight. But this second fight, he was composed. He was not emotional. He was calculated. And he fought an absolutely brilliant fight. I mean, the way I scored it, I only gave 1 round to Eubank Jr., and that was the 3rd round. That's the only round. And I was scoring it live because I went live when I did it. And then the 12th round, Connor Benn was going for the kill. And he absolutely was just decimating Eubank Jr. in that last round. He dropped him 2 times, so that's a 10-7 round. So my scorecard, I had it 119 to 107. Okay? One judge had it exactly as I had it, 119, 107. Another judge had it 116, 110. Okay, I can kind of see that. But the other judge had it 118, 108. And I'm just like, what fucking fight were you watching? Eubank Jr. no way won 4 or 5 rounds in that fight. With the 2 knockdowns in the 12th round, which makes it the 10-7, and he scored at 118, 108. Like, bro, what the fuck? And the other one, 116, 110, with the knockdown in the 12th round. And, I mean, I just scored the 3rd for Eubank Jr. just being generous. I thought he put a little bit more pressure. I could have seen that easily a Eubank round. Or a Benn round. Sorry, Connor Benn round. It could have easily been 12 rounds straight for Eubank. It could have been 120, 114 easily on all the judges' scorecards. And that's if Connor Benn had a 9-point round. He had a 7-point round in the 12th. I mean, I don't know what the fuck these judges were looking at, but Connor Benn absolutely decimated Eubank Jr. in this fight. Whatever they worked on in the training camp worked to a T. I mean, it was perfection, poetry in motion. He was landing a good 1-2 to the body. He was ripping the body early, 1-2 to the head, but it was the feints. To me, it was the feints that won this fight. Connor Benn would step in and feint, and freeze Eubank Jr. dead in his tracks. Freeze him, and then when he froze, he'd come up 1-2 to the head or 1-2 to the body. Finish up with a 3 up top. Connor Benn boxed an absolutely beautiful performance tonight. Absolutely beautiful fight tonight. I think he smoked Eubank 12 rounds to none. And then you had the 10-7 in the 12th. I mean, I didn't even think it was close. Like, it should have been a shutout on every single judge's scorecard. English politics, boxing politics, call it what you want. But I thought Benn pitched an absolute shutout tonight, or today, yesterday, whatever. It's late. It's like fucking 2 o'clock in the morning here now. But I did the UFC 322 breakdown. I've had probably like 18 beers, but it is what it is, you know. It's called the Pubcast for a reason, you know. That's why it's called the Pubcast, because I fucking talk fights, drink beers. A couple sips left in this bad boy, but the Eubank Benn rivalry has come to an end. Connor Benn said that it's done. He finally got a win for his old man. That was great to see. And, you know, that's the difference. And I'm not going to judge anybody, you know. Eubank Sr., he's used to being in the limelight. He was flashy, flamboyant, you know, out there when he was the world champion in the 90s. You know, he was the face of English boxing. I mean, he was the man. Christopher Livingston Eubank, he was the man. But today, you see them, how they act with their sons. And Nigel Benn, to me, personally, just looks like the more real dad. You know, like Nigel Benn never wanted to be in front of the camera, never wanted a microphone in his face. He was never trying to steal the limelight, never trying to be in the spotlight. Like, he was like, I'm here for my son. And when they announced Connor Benn as the winner of the fight, Nigel Benn was nowhere to be found because he wanted the spotlight to be on his son. They had to run him down and bring him in because he was running to his wife to try to bring her in the ring, you know? And that moment where you see Connor Benn and his mother after he knew she was in there, that was beautiful. And to see him embrace his dad and tell him, I got one up on you now, lad. I got one up on you, lad. That's what he said. Oh, hold on, let me do my English voice. He goes, I got one on you, lad. I got one on you, lad. You know? And his dad was happy, genuinely happy that his son got the win over the family that he could never get the win over. You know, that's a real dad. That's the meaning of being a father. Wanting your sons to be better than you. And I don't know this for sure, and I'm not going to judge, but it just seems to me like Christopher Livingston Eubank Sr. can't let go of the limelight. Can't let go of the spotlight. He wants the best for his son, but he doesn't want his son to be better than him. If that makes sense. And I could be wrong, and I'm not judging. I love Chris Eubank Sr. You know, I was a huge fan of his growing up. He had the best walkouts. His style, he was so flamboyant. Like, he was a great fighter. But the thing that tipped me off was at the press conference when they faced off, Connor Benn coming on this side, Eubank Jr. on this side, they're face to face. What does Eubank Sr. do? Instead of going behind his son, he walks in front of his son and starts to try to jaw at Nigel Benn, who's sitting back here in the background, not trying to be anywhere near his son because that's his moment. And he calls Nigel Benn out, and then they face off. But they face off right in front of their kids. I mean, I would never do that to my son. If my son grew up to be a fighter, I would never do that to my son, you know? And I think that just shows you the mentality or just the inability for him to let go of that spotlight. Like, I think Chris Eubank Sr. is so used to being in the spotlight, so used to getting the attention, the interviews, and all this, that he just couldn't help himself. And he did that, not knowing what. Like, I'm like, dude, you're in front of your son, and he's the one that's about to fight. You had your time. And Nigel Benn said that. Nigel Benn, father of Connor Benn, said, I don't want anything to be about me. And he said, myself and Chris Eubank Sr., we had our time, we had our rivalry, but it's all about my son now for me. You've never heard that from Chris Eubank Sr. say that about his son. It was Nigel Benn saying that about his son, Connor Benn. And Connor Benn put on an absolute masterclass today, during the day, our time. And Eubank Jr. couldn't do anything but show him respect because he got beat. And it wasn't even close. It wasn't like it was a split decision. He got ran the whole table. So, but it was a great fight. It was a great spectacle. The walkouts, the arena, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, London, England. Like, I love English boxing so much. I was kind of disappointed because I thought if Eubank Jr. would have won this fight, he could really make a claim to fight Canelo at Tottenham Hotspur or at Wembley, and I would have fucking been there. Me and my brother would have went and hooked up with all our friends that are in England right now. We have, my buddy Joe Conway. His parents are in Newcastle, the north side of England. Friend Robbo in Manchester, and then our other friend Adam, who's just across the seaway in Ireland. Like, we would have made a whole thing about it, and it would have been great and an amazing time. we're all big boxing fans, big fight fans. It would have been an amazing experience to see Canelo versus Eubank Jr. at Wembley or Tottenham or anywhere. They could have fought in Manchester. It would have been great. But I think that's all gone now. But I'm still happy that Connor Benn won because it was an amazing performance by Connor Benn. He fought an absolutely beautiful fight, technical fight, didn't get emotional, super calculated, worked the body from the first round all the way to the last. I mean, he just fought an amazing performance. He had an amazing performance, fought a beautiful fight. So shout out to Connor Benn and Nigel Benn. The Benn family, they finally got a win out of the 4. So that's it for me today. I covered the UFC, recapped the Eubank Jr., Connor Benn. I probably already had too many beers, but it is what it is, and I'm about to go inside, lay down, shut the podcast audio down. My son was a great help for me today. Absolutely love it. I love that he's interested in combat and boxing and MMA as much as I am, It makes me happy and makes my heart warm, So thank you guys once again for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Share it with everyone that you know that loves boxing or combat sports. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.